All right, welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mack here on 1010XL's podcast platform at 1010XL.com. Of course, on their app as well, where you can listen to all the great content on 1010XL, including all the podcasts as well. And just go to the website also for any archived content. Of course, we're all over social media, including Facebook. Good morning, Facebook, 1010XL's page, and my personal page. Good morning to everybody out there. It is a Suck It Up Tuesday, so we'll get to work. This show brought to you by my friends at The Carpet Man. They're always working, and they satisfy their customers with great customer service, great product at the best prices that you can find out there, including their luxury vinyl planking line that's somewhat new. Trust me, highest quality at the lowest prices. You will never find. You can't find lower pricing than you can find at The Carpet Man. So check them out. Of course, I'm here in the 1010XL studios, which is fantastic. Graham Marsh is here. How are you doing, Graham? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are we?
Happy Tuesday to you.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Everyone seems to call me at 10 o'clock. I don't know what they're thinking, but nonetheless, it's great to be here and great to be alive. I'll tell you why, because I had a great weekend. My oldest daughter graduated from Flagler on Saturday, which was awesome. We had a blast in St. Augustine both nights. So Friday night, I love it. I love it. I'm going to do this with all my kids when they're that age. But Friday night, go to dinner as a family. The whole family's there, in-laws, and people. In-laws came in from out of town. Yada, yada. Have a great time. We, hung out pretty much all afternoon, and then it's getting to be about 10:30, and my wife's looking at me like, I think I'm going back to the hotel, and my daughter's looking at me like, are we going out, Dad? I'm like, hell yeah, we're going out. And we went out to the wee hours. It was so much fun. Prohibition Kitchen. So much fun.
Great
band.
place.
They had a band with a woman drummer and lead. She was the lead singer as well, and she was incredible. I don't know the name of the band. I was too drunk at the time, so I can't remember that. I did stumble home. It's funny. We stayed at a beautiful hotel, the Marriott Renaissance Hotel. My friends, Conti and Vic Patel, that's their hotel, pretty much brand new. What a beautiful hotel. I mean, absolutely gorgeous hotel. Clean as can be, modern as can be, great beds, great pillows. The hotel, it's all about the pillow for me. I need a soft pillow.
You're telling me there's a hotel that exists with good pillows?
Good pillows, man. That's the key to a hotel, in my opinion. You got to have some soft pillows. Because those ones that aren't, you just can't get comfortable, man.
Or it's the ones that have no support
or
either.
Nothing. Yeah, they're flat.
You go and lay it down, and you may as well just not use it.
No, right. Exactly.
Those are the worst, man.
No doubt. But anyway, it was fantastic and great to stay there and do all that. I stumbled home. It's funny that. So we leave. My daughters are gone. I'm going to take an Uber. My friends and I take an Uber home, and I'm walking back. So I'm like, I'm just going to walk back to the hotel. It's like around midnight, 12:30, and walking back, and I'm like, oh, this pub's kind of going off. Let's make a beeline. I go in there by myself, and it's packed. I ordered one beer. I'm like, music's playing. It's pretty cool. And then I'm like, all right, I got to go. So then I go and wake up the next morning. My wife's like, well, where'd you end up? I'm like, I can't really remember the last place, but I know I went into a place, and then, anyway, we go for a walk that day. I'm like, we walked right by. I'm like, that's where I was. I'm like, that's where we came up, but we were at Prohibition Kid. It was great. And then she graduated, and it was fantastic. Then we came home, and last night, or Sunday night, went to the 28th annual Tom Coughlin J Fund dinner, golf tournament dinner. I did not play in the golf, but I always MC the luncheon awards the day, right after the golf, and it was fantastic. I tell you what, so we were late because we're coming back from St. Augustine. We're trying to turn around quick. We're late. We walk in. It was awesome. They did the happy hour was outside TPC Clubhouse, right on the lawn right there. So we literally come around the corner, and there's the table of the ESPN guys. Boomer, Mort, Edwarder, Tommy Jackson, just kind of hanging out. And, I've gotten to meet them throughout the years, and we come on, we're talking to them. I'm like, how cool. You see them on TV. It was great. Dick Vermeil was there. Doug Peterson was there. Just awesome time, man. A lot of money raised. Over $900,000 raised by the Tom Coughlin J Fund. It all goes to the families here in Northeast Florida who are dealing or have a child that has cancer. And the whole goal, the whole mission is so that at least one parent can be there for that child while they're getting their treatments. And they help them with mortgage payments, electricity bills, all types of stuff. You know from the Radiothon here, Graham, of course. Just a great, great organization. And
it's kind of all things like the...
It's not research or anything like that.
It's the other stuff.
Yeah, the other stuff, man.
This stuff that often gets neglected otherwise.
Right. Groceries, all types of stuff, man. They help them a ton and emotional help, which is fantastic. It was just great. And to see all the guys there, Freddie T was there, of course, Tony Baselli, Dan Hicken right here at 1010XL, Brian Sexton. They do a great job of emceeing the Friday night, the Sunday night dinner. Just a great, great time. But congratulations to everybody. And then last night was my daughter Kelsey's 19th birthday. So I'm worn out. Her and I got up today. We went to the gym and did some cardio. And let me tell you about cardio when you're not feeling like doing cardio. It sucks in the beginning, but, man, it is feeling good in the end. It was a great workout. Get it in is all I'm going to tell you. All right, let's get into the show. A little bit to get into with this the schedule release. Now, I found this very fascinating. So the schedule release has been delayed a little bit, and I found out why. Do you know why, Graham?
No, I do not.
Okay, well, so supposedly for the first time ever, none of the networks will be tied to any Sunday games at all. So they had to bid for them, so CBS isn't always going to get the AFC, who are they saying? Or who gets Dallas all the time? Fox gets Dallas. That's not going to happen anymore. Like Fox doesn't always get the Dallas game anymore. It's going to be, I don't know how they're going to figure it out, but that's the first time.
Match.
They're going to mix and match, exactly. And then the thing about the bids about, the big games, I want this game, I want that game. So very interesting how that's going to play out. They're going to release it on Thursday. They say at 8 p.m., but check this out, because this is pretty interesting. Everybody's getting a bite of the apple to be able to announce some of the NFL schedule. They're crossing party lines here. I'm finding it very, very impressive. So international games are going to be announced on Wednesday. So tomorrow night. With the NFL Network and ESPN. We know the Jags are up for at least one. Rumor is they may be two. One home, one away.
I think there's going to be two.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Go for it, man. It's fantastic. There's going to be a first ever Black Friday game, which is going to be announced by Amazon. I'm assuming that's after Thanksgiving. Black Friday, right? I would imagine that's what we're talking about here. So I guess tickets are cheap. Like you get them half off? Is that what you're saying, NFL? Amazon's going to give tickets half off or something? I don't know, but that's interesting. So we'll have the Thanksgiving days games, and then we're going to have a Friday game. Cool. Hey, more games. I don't care.
There's always a lot of college football on Black Friday. So
there is. Yeah, like where are they going to?
That might be kind of interesting.
Maybe it's just one game. I think it is just one game on that Friday.
Yeah,
I don't know.
True.
They're going to figure it out. That's why it's taking long to get this schedule out. It gets better. So then select contests are going to be revealed by Fox and CBS, Fox and Friends, and CBS Mornings. Look at that. They're spreading it out there. Pretty impressive. I'm happy for them. And NBC and ABC will get theirs as well, as select games will be announced on the Today Show and Good Morning America on Thursday. Man, spreading it out there, man. You got to love it. And a Monday night game will be announced at 4 p.m. on ESPN's NFL Live. So you got that? You got all that? When it's all coming out? I don't really give to you-know-what. Just put it out there and let's see. It is exciting. Jags, of course, playing the AFC South twice. All the AFC North teams, all the NFC South teams, plus first place teams from the NFC West, which is San Fran, AFC West, which is KC, and AFC East, which is Buffalo, which is probably going to be in London, or somewhere in England. It may not be in London, maybe Tottenham or whatever. That could be the away game, right? The Buffalo game. They're speculating. Anyway, so talk about a tough schedule, man. That's what happens when you're on the rise, right? They're going to come after you now. Let's see what we got. I'm looking forward to it. I think we'll be up for the challenge. Home games, Baltimore, Atlanta, Cincy, Carolina, Kansas City, and San Fran. Man, that's some lineup. Now, one of them will be over in London. That one home game will be, right? They haven't decided which one yet. Plus, you got all the AFC South teams, so you got three more to add to that.
The rumor is Carolina.
Carolina. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, That's good. We don't want to see
That would be the
Carolina
game.
home.
That'd be the game I'd pick.
Yeah, I want to see KC at home. Are you kidding me?
100%.
Absolutely. I want to see all those guys. Cincy at home. Baltimore. That was a tough game last year. It's going to be another tough game. Very interesting. All right, away games. Browns, Saints, Tampa, Steelers, Buffalo. So you got New Orleans. Cleveland's all right. Tampa's all right. Pitch is cool. Buffalo's Buffalo. They got good wings, although that may be over in, like I said, over in England. So, all right, so how many primetime games will the Jags get, do you think? And who would you like to see them play on a primetime? So I'll give my I don't care to see any divisional opponents on primetime, even Tennessee. Like we've done that before.
I
don't care about that.
Across the entire
it'll be Thursday,
league,
right? Thursday against Tennessee.
Across
like it always is.
Across the entire league, with the exception of some of the great rivalries, maybe like Steelers Ravens or something like that.
Yeah.
I do not like division games on primetime.
On primetime. Yeah,
Across
it depends
the league,
what it is, though.
I agree. It drives
I don't
me
know.
crazy.
It would depend. Buffalo, New England for the title. You know, if that's on the line.
Later in the year, a little different.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay,
That's
it
fair.
depends
That's
what's
fair.
on the line.
Right.
If it's
I'm
just a
talking
regular
like
game.
week 8.
I got you.
I want teams I don't always see play.
Well, we've already done that. We've seen Tennessee on Thursday. I mean, that's all we
1,000
ever
times.
seen. Right. So let's see. Baltimore. No, I would probably go. Since my top would be not in order. Cincy, KC, San Fran. I'm going to throw Buffalo out because I think they're going to be in overseas. I don't know if I really care to see the Saints, Derek Carr. That doesn't really do nothing.
That's
but
not a primetime.
They're going to put him on primetime somewhere because it's a new team. He will get New Orleans a primetime game. Maybe the Steelers. I don't know. Kenny Pickett doesn't really do it for me. We'll see about him in year number 2. So I guess for me it would be Cincy, KC, or San Fran. I guess that's 3. But how many think they'll get? I don't think they'll get 3. I don't. I think they'll get 2. They should get 2. I mean, don't you want to see a rematch of Kansas City and Jacksonville? I mean, we do. Does the nation? I don't know. Trevor's up and coming, man. He's reached that. He's not superstar status, but he's one of those guys where everyone's got an eye on him for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, across the league, across the nation, maybe across the world, they're like, oh, Trevor Lawrence. Let's see what he can, keep an eye on him.
What's tough with KC is
everybody wants him on primetime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could justify putting them on primetime the entire season. I do believe there's more there, KC versus Jacksonville, than most even teams with good quarterbacks or whatever, because of the Doug Peterson, Andy Reid thing, and because
down here too would be different,
and because of 2 pretty good games they play. Obviously, the playoff game, and then even the regular season game was not a bad game.
Yeah, they could have been in it, but no, you're right. You're right. I think Joe Burrow and because he's a little bit younger, you know what I mean? He's a little bit older, but a little bit younger than Mahomes. Burrow against Trevor. I mean, that's what it's coming down. It's quarterback versus quarterback.
That's got something there too, because they played against each other for the national title in college.
Oh, right.
In 2019.
That's right.
So there's history there too.
Yeah, no doubt. So that I think that one. It's quarterback driven. It's got to be right, unless like San Fran. I mean, Sam Darnold's not going to do it. Will it be Purdy? If it's Trey Lance, that'll be intriguing. Purdy, of course, if he comes back, his injury's really strange. I mean, it's like, I don't know. And then he is having surgery now, I think, but waiting for it to maybe heal on its own.
It's a weird situation.
Yeah, just the way he got hit. And, man, what a difference that made in that game, huh? I don't think it would have changed the win. I still think Philly would have won that game, but that obviously changed the game.
And by the way, the fact that the primetime games are super quarterback driven.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Please make it that, because last year it blew.
Or like a defense that just has, or you know what? Anybody with star power. I mean, that's really, but it is a quarterback driven league, and I'm sorry that I cut you off. But it's a quarterback driven league, and they want the stars to be the quarterbacks.
And
without a doubt.
You are an exception to this because you played in the league, you know ball really well, and you played defense. But consumers don't want defense, man.
Okay, wait a minute, though. If you tell me today, let's just bring it back a little bit. Go back to the Baltimore Ravens defense of 2000. that was just destroying people. You don't think people on primetime would love to see that?
Not as much as they love Mahomes making 4 people miss and throwing across his body.
Okay, agreed. Well, what about Mahomes, having his face kicked in and bloodied all game long and he doesn't do anything? Nobody wants that anymore?
I think classic.
I would vote for that one first.
I think classic football guy does.
Yeah, but the
I,
new fan does.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know about, casual fan that only watches a game or two.
Anybody that scores points in fantasy at a high level, that's who they want to see.
Honestly, yes.
I know. That's what it's
I'm not saying me personally, but I'm saying kind of the general
anybody
guy.
in fantasy, think about it. There's fantasy players, they don't care about the outcome of the game. They just care about the outcome of their 100%. Fantasy team.
Our good buddy intern Jonathan is in here with us as well.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of friends this way, and I'm sure he does as well, being our age, like the 30 and younger crowd. I'm not this way because I'm such a diehard Jaguar fan.
Yep.
I got tons of friends that, like you just said, they could care less about who wins what game on Sunday.
Even the Jags?
Well, my buddies from Jacksonville are mostly big Jags fans. I'm just talking kind of generally. Buddies from college, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That may not be from an NFL town.
Yeah.
That like a guy from Orlando or something like that.
No, right. Yeah.
They just want their fantasy team and stars and that kind of thing. It's like that's just there's a lot of fans that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it if it's not your team. You know what I mean? Like your team won or lost that day, and now you're looking at other games just for your fantasy team.
That's the thing I'm saying. There's this age group has less people that have a team, is what I'm saying.
Huh. You mean that aren't in NFL cities?
Correct.
Because you'd think the ones that are in the NFL cities, they're pulling for that team.
For the most part, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then the rest is all fantasy.
So if you're from a city and you grew up, I think it'd be really hard to not be a fan.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying, though. It's just like kind of a more natural.
I know. I don't know if that's good or bad. Or indifferent. I mean, fantasy football is huge business. It's fun. It is fun. I think some people get a little carried away. They actually think they could be general managers in the NFL, which maybe they could. I don't know. Maybe they can't. But nonetheless.
Looking at my last couple of years, I could not.
Yeah, you could not. I've tried fantasy football, but around week 3, I lose interest and I forget. And Dempsey, who I do the Friday show, he's in like 80.
I don't know how he does it, man.
Now, he told me like 60 of them, he just signs up once and they're done for the year. That's your team. Guy would get hurt. I wouldn't even be paying attention. Like, oh, he's hurt. All right, put him in my starting line.
He's been starting
to tell me, because I'd lose. And then he'd be like, that guy wasn't healthy this week. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I can't do it anymore. All right, let's take a look around the National Football League, and then we'll talk quick Jags talk about players. But how about this for the Chiefs? So Donovan Smith gets signed, 1-year deal, I think up to $9 million guarantee. We talked about that last year. He played with the Bucs. Had some injuries, so he didn't have the best year, but he will play left tackle, and Jawan Taylor will play right tackle for the Chiefs. Pretty interesting since Taylor's $60 million in guaranteed money, going to play right tackle. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess I always thought that he was going to be their right tackle anyway. I didn't think they were bringing him in to be their left. So,
well, it's like,
man, if I tell you this, if I'm Donovan Smith and I have a great year, I'm gonna be like, I want 70, I want 80. You know what I mean? And good for Juwan. If I'm Juwan Taylor, hey, don't make any, you don't have to apologize for anything, man. They made the move. They paid you the money. They want to pay you $60 million guarantee to be the right tackle. Hey, man, good for you. All the power to you, man. And we'll see what happens. But I found that to be interesting.
They could say we're going to pay you that money to clean the bottom of the seats in the stadium.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Where do I sign?
Right. Doesn't matter.
Do I need a Sharpie that will indent the paper more?
Yeah. But that grabbing Smith helps their line. I would feel better at Juwan Taylor at right tackle if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, because that's 100%. What he's played. And he's a good right tackle.
100%.
I don't know if he'd be a good left tackle. I have no idea. They say, the kick from the right, the kick from the left, the hand, which hand goes first, yada, yada, yada. They say it's challenging to do both, I know Walker Little was on 10-10 saying that he's comfortable doing both. So some guys are, some guys aren't. But good for Juwan Taylor. But, hey, the Chiefs, they'll be there in the end. They always are. Of course, when you got number 15 at the helm. Robert Saleh, the head coach of the New York Jets, says the Jets would have picked Will McDonald at 13, regardless. 13 or 15. He's like, we would have picked him at 13. I'm calling bull shizzle on that one. There's no way you're picking Will McDonald over Broderick Jones at 13 if you're the New York Jets. I mean, no disrespect to Will McDonald, but you just grabbed Jermaine Johnson like the year before out of Florida State. It's the same, isn't it the same kind of player? You know what I mean? I mean, it's like when we were talking about edge with the Jags. I'm like, they just drafted one, number 1. So why would they draft another one in the first round? It's just common sense would say no, So I don't know. I like Robert Saleh. The Jets should be a good football team. If Will McDonald turns out to be a heck of a player, good for them. But I don't think they would have picked him at 13. Of course, they ended up, what'd they end up, at 17 or 16 when they picked? Or 5th? No, that's right. They swapped 13 and 15. And then the Steelers came and traded with the Pats to get ahead of them. Okay, Washington, maybe you have been tampering with Andrew Luck. I would like Andrew Luck on my team if he's ready to come back. That's going to be interesting if he is. And if you're Indian, I get what the owner's saying. He's like, hey, man, you can't mess with them. But, I mean, do they got his rights forever? I guess they do. But maybe you could let him go. I don't know. I mean, if Andrew Luck still got it and he wants to play, I hope he can play. I guess if you're the Colts, I mean, you take him back in a heartbeat. But look what you've done with Anthony Richardson. I like what Jonathan Taylor said. He's like, you watch out for this kid. Listen, they're the enemy, no doubt about it. But I'm always for players doing well in the National Football League. Which 3 players I'm looking forward to, Graham. I'm reading more about Brenton Strange, the tight end. And it makes sense now. Because you've got Evan Ingram, who we love, but he's not under contract yet. It's going to work out for this year, but what about the future? We don't know. I mean, worst case scenario, he signs the franchise tag and he plays here a year, right? And this Brenton Strange kid supposedly, allegedly, has got similar physical tools. The way he can run, the way he can move, good in space. Doug's great at setting tight ends up for success. So I kind of get it now. This kid's got that athletic ability that they like at tight end. And there's a little uncertainty with Evan Ingram. And you need 2. So I like it. I think it's going to end up being a good pick.
It's the most important pick of their draft. In terms of...
I gotta say Anton is the he's the one.
I don't know if I said that.
He's got to work out.
I don't know if I said that right. It's not the most, and you are correct. Anton is the most important in terms of Anton needs to be a good player.
Yep.
It's the most, it will be judged the harshest whether it turns out
the second round. Yeah.
Positive or
I think
negative.
for Bigsby too, he's going to be judged pretty,
right.
Being a 3rd round pick. It's not their fault. The Jags picked him where they picked him. It's
right.
not the player's fault. It would be the Jags' fault, but they're banking on that. But Tank Bigsby, 3rd round out of Auburn.
I love Tank Bigsby.
What?
I love Tank
Bigsby. I do too. I got to see him play, but I mean, is Hasty down the depth chart now a little bit more?
Has to be.
Johnson.
Imagine.
I know they play special team. Hasty, look, I think Hasty's proven that he could be a good utility back for you. He's really good out of the backfield. He's really good at pass blocking. I mean, he really is. And maybe Tank is too. By the way, we'll know if he is or not because if they don't see the field, they can't pass block for anything. That's the number one reason most running backs don't see the field because they can't pick up pass protection. And even if they do figure it out, they can't block the guy. So they're not going to keep him out there. So if he can block, we'll see.
ETN struggled with that a little bit early.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but he stuff is...
He figured it out.
I want to see him run this year. I want to see how many. That should be a drinking game during Jaguar games. How many times does ETN get lit up at the end of runs? You know what I mean? Oh, there's another one. Boom. It's almost like, like he's coming here. You don't even see him coming. Kapow! Just unbelievable. Great hits. And he gets up like, no big deal. Hey, here's the ball.
I don't know if I've ever seen a running back get rocked more than he does.
He gets rocked.
All the time.
I know.
It's like every other carry, he just gets destroyed. He's super tough, but it's
not like regular tackles either. It's just like
no.
I love it.
It's like Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu or someone's hitting him every single time he gets hit.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
Yeah.
There's
he's
no
special though. He's gonna have another big year, I think.
I think his next step. There's two things I think he needs to improve on. His vision's got to be a little better.
Yeah,
he struggles with vision sometimes.
He's got some tunnel vision, or he would see those guys coming in.
He wants to hit the hole. So he just needs that
little patience,
little half a second.
Yep.
And then also, I need a little bit of wiggle when someone's coming to hit you.
Yep.
I need some less direct shots on him.
I don't know if this is a blanket statement for him, but I'll go back to when. Remember when who was the running back Parker with Bettis for the
Willie Parker?
Willie Parker,
Fast Willie,
and he told Willie, he said, "Hey, get up first, then get outside." And maybe that's what ETN needs to do a little bit more instead of just staying inside, running through the middle of the defense. Get through that hole and bounce it out and take that speed to the
Derrick
house.
Henry is really good at that.
Yeah.
Because Derrick Henry's a little different because everyone's terrified of him.
Yeah,
but
and he outruns everybody.
You make that whole defense crash.
Yeah.
When you come up, I mean, he's right. Once you make everybody crash and then bounce outside, everything's there. So
yeah, so maybe
especially if you got speed,
that can help. And then you can use the sideline to avoid those big hits if you don't have the tunnel vision. And then Parker Washley. These are my three guys. These rookies. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do too. They say he got great hands, good route runner, got a lot of speed. Hey, you got speed, they find a spot for you. I mean, if you can really run, get open, and make the play. So even though he's in the 6th round, he's got a heck of a chance to do something with this team. So, yeah, man, it's it's getting, a little bit closer. I thought maybe more free agency signings would happen. Maybe they're going to happen next week. I'm still hoping our Jags come up with some kind of, veteran pass rusher. I'm sure they're trying to work on it. I think that would be really good. I'm not opposed, again, to another corner, a veteran corner that'd play for, maybe a 1-year deal. Peters, who I've been calling for a while now, he would be probably number 1 on my list. But nonetheless, we'll see if they add. And they're right there. And then next thing you know, we're going to be in the middle of camp. And it'll be here before you know it. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to, the brand new Miller Electric Performance Center. That looks badass from outside, man. I mean, and then you see the videos from Jaguars.com. That looks unbelievable.
I hear they're totally done other than sculpting the Tom McManus statue that's right outside.
In where they put the dirty towels or something. What are we talking? Where the tape gets cut off, thrown in. They're going to put it right there. No statue for this guy, but it'll be great to get in there and check it out. And I think it's going to be open to a lot of different teams, not just the Jags. Is that correct? I thought it was not. I mean, obviously it's their performance center, but it's going to be open to other teams to be able to work out there too.
You're talking about like visiting
Jacksonville,
teams,
Sharks, and no. I mean, the other maybe baseball, the Sharks,
or like the teams coming in for the Gator Bowl at the end of the year.
Yeah, maybe
stuff
something like that. Yeah, but that's a great asset to have in downtown, and it looks beautiful. So it's all going to connect, which is going to be really.
We just
really
need
cool.
more infrastructure downtown that looks good.
Yeah, I agree.
The aesthetics of downtown need to get better.
Well, around the stadiums look good. Like that big apartment complex, the Doro, that old Doro place. That'll tie in nice to the arena. You got the baseball stadium that ties in nice. What they're doing across by the river, it'll all tie.
Daly's looks fantastic.
Daly's always looks.
Daly's
great.
is awesome.
Yeah,
man.
no doubt about it.
That was such a good thing.
Phenomenal.
Such a success. Yeah,
smart, and just added on to the stadium. It wasn't like. You know what I mean?
And for stuff like the draft party during the first, it's perfect for that kind of stuff.
The concerts
because the stadium is so big that type of stuff.
Yeah, you need more intimacy.
It can feel a little empty.
Yeah.
When you have that Dailies where you can pack it was a party, man. It was really fun.
No doubt. And they have great shows there. If you haven't been to a show,
and you can connect it to the Bud Zone and Terrace and all.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's perfect.
You got it all right there. That'll be all for us this time around. Here on Catching Up with Tommy Mack. Hope you have a great day. Look, man, it's Tuesday. I don't know what to tell you. My Mondays are pretty cool. I set up my week. I'm on the phone, I'm emails, all that stuff. If I have a meeting, normally I don't. But Tuesday, it's like, time to work. Just go to work. Next thing you know, it's Wednesday. Then it's Thursday. Boom. Go time. And what else can I tell you? That's where I look at it anyway. I'll be back on Friday, not only on 1010XL for Jaguars Today from 10 to noon. That's Eastern time. And then, of course, right here, back in the 1010XL's podcast studios for Catching Up with Tommy Mack. So until next time, stay safe. Be cool out there, man. Hey, you know what? Let me end this. I said this on Twitter today. we need, what did I write? I wrote, you need common sense. We need more common sense to find some common ground for the common good. And I'll just leave it at that. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mack. Peace.